Welcome to the show that introduces you to the next generation of star athletes. I'm your host, Charles Davis. Today is our NBA special, and several of the brightest young talents in the sport were first featured right here on Sports Stars of Tomorrow. We'll start with some of the best players in the league in our 5-star feature. Not that there was ever any doubt, but last season Kevin Durant reestablished himself as one of the game's elite players. After missing all of the previous season with an Achilles injury, Durant brought the Brooklyn Nets within one game of knocking off the eventual NBA champion Bucks. Durant is a player we met in the earliest days of Sports Stars of Tomorrow when he stole the show at the 2006 McDonald's All-American game in San Diego.
It was unbelievable for me, man. Just, all the great players to play before and paved the way for us. So I was very thankful for, just being a part of it, and, just to play in a great place like San Diego along with the great players in that game was fun. And, some of the players that played are in the league now, so it's good to see them. We gained a lot of friendships back then.
As a high school player, Durant had trouble finding the right fit at first. He attended 3 different schools over 4 years, including a season at Oak Hill Academy.
My first 2 years, my freshman and sophomore year, I played at National Christian Academy in Fort Washington, Maryland. That was one of the best times too. I didn't play that much my freshman year. I think I averaged about 2 points a game, and then my sophomore year, that's when I was inserted to the starting lineup, and that's when people started to recognize who I was. So my whole high school career was kind of up and down as far as moving to different schools, but I'm glad I did it that way.
Durant eventually landed at Montrose Christian in Maryland for his senior season, and that's where he really started to feel comfortable. He still visits Montrose on occasion, and he stayed in touch with his former coach, Stu Vetter.
I go back every summer to play with the guys and, just talk to them a little bit. So, this is going to be that school helped me out a lot, and, I'm never going to forget that.
Durant, of course, is one part of the next dynamic trio that also includes James Harden and another player we met in the early days of this show, Kyrie Irving. Irving played at St. Patrick High School in New Jersey. He led St. Pat's to the famed Tournament of Champions title in his junior season, and he was an All-American as a senior.
I wouldn't even imagine myself in this position last year. I was kind of unknown on the national circuit, but I think I took my game to another level. And, just getting all the rewards back for all my hard work is definitely a blessing.
Trae Young has quickly proven to be one of the most talented guards in the NBA. The explosive scorer got the Hawks to the Eastern Conference Finals a season ago, and it seems the Hawks will be in the thick of the playoff picture as long as Young is running the show. Young was an All-American at Norman North High School in Oklahoma. While he was there, he became friends with former Oklahoma Sooner and current Sacramento King, Buddy Hield.
When I was growing up in Norman, I was able to be really close with Buddy. I still have a great relationship with Buddy. We talk quite a bit. I have a great relationship with the coaching staff at OU. But yeah, with Buddy, we have a great relationship. I like to shoot, he likes to shoot, so we have our little shooting competitions when he's in town and stuff like that. But yeah, he's a great guy, and I have a great relationship with him. That's definitely motivated me. He's being like an older brother to me. It's definitely been a good mentor for me, being able to look up to him and see his work ethic and see where he's come from as a freshman. And I'm happy for him. I know where he comes from, and I'm happy for his success and all that. And I'm very supportive of him.
Young signed a 5-year, $207 million extension with the Hawks this offseason, so there's no doubt he is now the future of the franchise. In New Orleans, it seems the Pelicans got exactly what they hoped for when they took Zion Williamson first overall a couple of years ago. The forward from Duke finished 8th in the league in scoring last year, and he also had the league's 4th highest player efficiency rating. We met Zion when he was a fast-rising internet sensation in 2017.
It just happened so fast. 1 minute I'm at 3,000 followers on Instagram. Next thing you know, I'm at 170,000. And the biggest thing since that happened was him saying my favorite rapper, Drake, wearing my jersey. That was amazing. I embrace it. I love this type of environment where a lot of people take time out their schedule just to come watch me and my teammates play basketball. I love it.
While Zion puts on an amazing show, he doesn't play just to get attention. He cares about his team winning above all else.
It's an amazing feeling. I love bringing excitement to people's faces, but I'm going to do it while sticking to the parameters of my game and still trying to help my team win the game. I'm going to say my game is smooth but powerful. I'm an all-around player. I love to create for my teammates. I can attack the basket very well. I got a good mid-range jumper, solid three-point shot.
Zion was ranked as a top 3 player in the 2018 high school class. but he didn't spend much time thinking about his rankings.
I try to stay away from that because I'm going to just continue to work hard because my hard work got to me to where I am. So I'm going to just keep riding that road and see how far it takes me.
In Boston, Jayson Tatum has established himself as a Celtics star player. The 23-year-old is now a two-time All-Star. We met him in 2015 when he was one of the highest-rated high school prospects in the country.
I'm a really tall guard. You know, I can play multiple positions on the floor, like to bring it up, score from the post and the wing.
He was the Gatorade National Player of the Year in his senior season at Chaminade College Prep in St. Louis. The school has a proud athletics tradition that includes NBA players David Lee and Bradley Beal. Jayson takes the opportunity to get advice from them because he's always hoped to be a pro, just like they are.
Really just, you know, giving me tips and tools, you know, to help better myself on and off the court. You know, what the things to look for in college and, you know, if I do make it to the NBA, you know, what to look for when I get there.
Julius Randle finally had his breakthrough season last year with the New York Knicks. A former five-star prospect, Randle had been a good role player since coming into the league in 2014. But last year, his outside shooting significantly improved, as did his overall game. He shot 41% from three-point range, averaged 24 points and 10 rebounds per game, and made his first All-Star team. Randle was the number 2 overall recruit in the 2013 high school class. His coach at Plano Prestonwood in Texas was confident that even at 17 years old, Randle was NBA ready.
I think he can play there right now. And I think from a maturity standpoint, obviously whatever God has for him or whatever college he needs to play, you know, he'll go do that. I don't know how many years that'll be, but he is, the way I've seen him grown in 1 year, if he can keep doing that, he's going to be super special.
That's just my dream as a kid. You know, I didn't really realize it that, you know, I had the potential or, you know, I could possibly be in there one day. And I really try not to think about it. You know, every day I just try to come in here and work as hard as I can and, you know, try to max out my potential, and hopefully one day I'm blessed enough to be there.
One of the more interesting players to follow this year will be Ben Simmons. The good news is he's a 3-time All-Star and clearly one of the elite defensive players in the NBA. The bad news is his struggles shooting the ball have caused him to fall out of favor in Philadelphia, and it seems he's going to be traded at some point, maybe even before the season starts. Simmons was the number 1 player in the country when he played at Montverde Academy back in 2015.
A 6'10" guard. I guess I can pass the ball, but I'm physical as well. I usually just try and do things on the defensive side, and then hopefully the game comes to me. I don't try and go to the game.
Ben moved to the United States from his native Australia because he believed it gave him the best chance to prepare for his time at LSU and eventually the NBA.
Main thing was just better competition over here, definitely. Back home, you don't get as much competition. You know, a lot of athletic guys out here. Definitely, this is where NBA players are made, usually in the high school scene and the college scene. But that was definitely the main reason.
The Pacers' Myles Turner is one of the league's best interior defenders. He's led the league in blocks in 2 of the past 3 seasons. Back in 2013, he was a fast-rising high school prospect at Trinity High School in Euless, Texas.
Well, I really take pride in being a basketball player, you know, not playing a single position. I mean, I can shoot the ball out to an extended amount of range. You know, I can play inside. You know, I can, you know, defend the perimeter and play and guard the paint as well. So I really pride myself in being just an all-around basketball player, not just a, you know, a center.
It's definitely going by fast, you know, especially when you compare it to the whole college. Like, you know, a lot of my peers graduated this year. It's just funny how time flies. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing now, going into their own lives, but it's definitely flown by.
Myles wasn't a highly regarded prospect as a high school sophomore, but after he broke his ankle in an AAU game, he committed to becoming a more well-rounded player as he rehabbed.
And 2 days after surgery, we went right to the gym. His trainer, Ken Roberson, and Myles hit the weight room every day. And Myles was just so dedicated, and he stayed at it, and he put on about 20 pounds of muscle. He grew about 4 or 5 inches.
It's definitely been eye-opening. You just knowing that, you know, it could be taken away from you just like that. But you know, I've had a number of injuries that I've been able to bounce back from, but that one was definitely a good eye-opener for me.
Despite being recruited by some coaches and other top prospects to leave Trinity High School, Myles was most comfortable staying in his hometown. He played 4 years for Trinity, and he still returns to Euless to run basketball camps in the off-season.
Well, this camp's mean everything to me. I mean, that's one of the first things that I got going as soon as I got drafted, as soon as I got into the league. You know, we started working on it. Just to be able to come back, kind of go back to my community and just give these kids just this little clinic right before school starts. And it's a lot of fun for them and for myself as well. I love being out there, spending the same amount of energy they are. It's a very tight-knit community. That's how it's always been since I've been here. I've never had any problems here whatsoever. I love coming home. Having their support behind me year in and year out has been huge. I've made some strides, but still a long way to go. I've learned so much since I've been in the league, especially on the defensive end of the ball. But I still have a lot more to learn, a lot more to do, and I feel like I'm just getting started.
With the first pick in this summer's draft, the Detroit Pistons selected Oklahoma State's versatile point guard, Cade Cunningham. Before he was an All-American in Stillwater, Cunningham burst onto the national recruiting radar as a freshman and sophomore at Bowie High School in Arlington, Texas. As he found himself in the discussion to be the #1 prospect in the 2020 class, Cade decided he wanted to play the best competition he possibly could. So he opted to play his final 2 prep seasons at Montverde Academy in Florida.
I think it was extremely difficult. I mean, it's hard to leave your family, leave your hometown. It's everything I knew was, Dallas and Arlington. So it was a hard decision, but I feel like it was the best decision for me. Bowie got me a lot better. They were great, but when I got to Montverde, I mean, it's school and basketball. And I mean, you put so much time into your schoolwork, and then afterwards, skill work and get better. And Coach Boyle's the best at it.
Kevin Boyle is a legend in the high school coaching ranks. Several NBA players have developed under Boyle's instruction before reaching the league. He coached Michael Kidd-Gilchrist and Kyrie Irving during his days at St. Patrick High School in New Jersey. And he's seen players like Ben Simmons and RJ Barrett come through the doors at Montverde. Cunningham is the latest top 3 pick to emerge from a Kevin Boyle coach program.
I think he's really developed. When we had him transfer last year, we thought a key position for him would be to play him at the point, kind of like we did with Ben when he was a senior. In Ben's case, he wasn't a great shooter. We thought to be a star-level NBA player, he needs to get stats, rebounding, have the ball in his hand a lot, and get a lot of 17, 10, and 9 type games. And I think Cade's a better shooter, but he's, they're different players, but Cade's a pretty good outside shooter as well. He's really developing there. But he's also a guy, I think, that he's got a lot of leadership in him. He's got that big NBA guard body, more like an NBA point guard body than a college point guard body. And he facilitates the ball well. He's big with the pick and roll. He can keep people on the side of him. So I think he has a good chance of being a high-level NBA player if he keeps working.
I feel like the main thing about me is I compete, and I feel like I play really hard, and I just play to win. I feel like a lot of players, they play for themselves instead of their team. I feel like that's the main thing. I feel like I can do a lot of things for my teammates, making them better, getting them plays. And then for myself, I feel like, when I really need to, I can go do what I want to do on the offensive end. And then defensively, I feel like I can guard a lot of positions.
One of Cade's biggest influences has always been his older brother, Cannon, who served as an assistant coach at Oklahoma State for Cade's lone season in Stillwater.
He's one of my biggest influences, so being around him all the time, that's somebody I can trust. I know is going to look out for me. And so having somebody there that, I know loves me, it's going to be easy for me to play and not worry about nothing.
After a successful college campaign, Cunningham looks primed to make an early impact in the NBA. There were 3 players drafted from G League Ignite this summer, but Jalen Green will have the biggest spotlight because he was taken 2nd overall by the Houston Rockets. Green averaged 17.9 points and 2.8 assists per game last season in the G League. The high-flying guard began his high school career at San Joaquin Memorial in California.
I would say I'm a slasher. I contribute to the team. I play defense. I like to pass. I'm just all-around player. I play the 1 here, but in AAU, I play the 1 and the 2, so I got to mix it up around there. So yeah.
He's as unselfish a kid as I've coached. There's a time when he knows he can cook, but there's a time also when he can get kids involved.
For his senior season, he made the move to Napa, California to play for Prolific Prep, a program that played a national schedule and allowed Jalen to showcase his game a little bit more.
It's good. It's everything I needed. I was looking for weight training, just being in the gym a lot more, things like that, and things I didn't have in Fresno. So I think getting away from Fresno really just helped me lock in and, like I said, work on my craft.
He's an elite scorer, and he's always trying to add new elements to his game.
I still got a long way to go. I can't be satisfied with it, but I say I'm starting to work more on my half-court game, really just bringing the ball up, having the ball in my hands a lot more, and I'm trying to work on my shot, trying to get it lined up more, get it nailed down, so yeah.
After proving himself against one-level professionals, Green seems ready to test his skills against the best in the world. The Cleveland Cavaliers will be rebuilding with former five-star prospect Evan Mobley from USC. His father, Eric, is an assistant at USC, and his brother, Isaiah, plays for the Trojans. Despite being a consensus top 3 prospect in the 2020 class, Evan did not get a lot of scholarship offers because many recruiters correctly assumed that he would stay with the family.
It doesn't make me feel that bad. I'm just going to keep playing how I play, and if they come, they come. If not, they don't.
Mobley was a 2-time California Gatorade Player of the Year at Rancho Christian School in Temecula, California. In his senior season, he averaged 20 points, 12 rebounds, 5 blocks, and 4.5 assists per game.
I try to bring a lot of rebounds, blocks, also a lot of dunks, get my team going, get my team motivated. I just try to stay humble, not get caught up in the hype, and just keep playing my game.
After averaging 16 points and 9 rebounds for USC and leading the Trojans to the Elite 8, Mobley should provide some immediate help in the Cavs' front court. Thanks for checking out Sports Stars of Tomorrow on YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like, and please subscribe to our channel so you see all of the latest content.